the other thing I think you guys are super unique on is your contracting. Um, tell us why you're so unique on that, and how'd you decide that?
So we don't have contracts. We have 30 days out from everybody. And there's been a few times where like second month in something happens and that's not good. So we spent a little bit more time on that qualification process early on. Like in the sales process, we will ask, so say it's 6 months from now, what would you look back on to determine that this partnership was an absolute success? And they'll say X, Y, Z. Okay, great. What is your timeline? All right, your expectation of timeline to achieve that results. If they say 2 months, then we should not take on this client. That would be a bad idea. So we have to earn our clients' business each and every month. And that's a value proposition. It's a market differentiator. It stems back from, I think, thankfully, it's not as bad as it used to be, but in the mid to late 2010s, there was a stigma behind SEO agencies. They're black hatters, they're spammers, they're scammers. They'll take your money and not deliver anything. And that was my way to stand out initially and say, hey, if you're not seeing the results after a couple of months that were promised to you, then I shouldn't have to take your money for another 4 months. I mean, we've also lost business because we closed, got an MSA signed, and somebody says, okay, great, we can start with you in 3 months. We just have to finish out our contract just so we can reallocate the funds with this current agency. So when we're done with that contract, we're going to move on to you. And a lot can happen in 3 months.
Yeah, yeah, for
And there's
sure.
always that clause like, yeah, we didn't really start anything, or maybe you'll pay the first month and that's it, just to get off the hook. I'm not going to follow through legally with an MSA like that. But
Yeah,
we've lost business and that sucks. It sucks for the person who's managing the relationship on the client side. It sucks for the hustler and me who's trying to grow. And this is an awesome brand we want to work with, but they're bound by someone else, like a third party who's not even involved in this conversation.
yeah,
And that just sucks. And we've had clients that, after a couple of months, we realized, just workflows didn't align. We didn't have good clarity on expectations. And if we can end the relationship on good terms, then I'd also rather do that.